Hello people of the internet, it's Amanda, and for today's video, I'm here to talk about 10 Japanese dramas on Netflix that I highly recommend. Now, to be clear, I'm talking about Netflix Philippines because I'm not sure about the availability of these other titles in other regions. And this isn't to say that this list is just exclusive to the ones that I recommend. I do have other titles that didn't make this list that I plan to put in other videos in the future. It's just that these are the titles that are at the top of my head right now, and I just feel like there's a nice mix of genres in this selection that I want to like share, just in case there are some things that you're certainly looking for and stuff like that. So those are also some of the factors that I considered making this list. For the intents and purposes of this video, I'll be putting the Netflix title or talking about it in the Netflix title, and just put the Japanese title of the original title, or the more like original iterations of the title right here, as well as the cast and some other details. And I'll just be talking about the plot in general and why I recommend them in the first place, because it's an extensive list and we don't want an extra long video anyway. So yeah, now with all that said, so let's just get to it. First one on my list is Dearest, or better known as Saiai to J-drama fans. Now, when this aired, I remember people were just raving about it, and I was really proud of myself to like avoid the different spoilers that I've been seeing. This drama is best experienced when you just go into it blindly, because there are a lot of like twists and turns that happens in the narrative. It's a suspense crime drama, and given the title, there's also this element of romance in it. But interestingly enough, like, the title doesn't just cover romance, it also covers family relationships and all these other things, and it also covers relationships that are about family by extension, or family that you're not related to by blood. It revolves around two people reconnected by fate because of an incident that happened in their hometown a couple of years ago, and then it like reoccurred again sometime in the future, and all of these things. And I don't want to talk more about the plot of the drama, because again, as I mentioned, it's something that is best experienced once you actually get to watch it. But I really like that each and every episode there's a cliffhanger that like that really wants you to like keep on watching. And it's quite interesting that now it's on demand on Netflix, as compared before, where we have to wait an entire week to watch what's going to happen, because it really is one of those like edge of your seat type of dramas. It doesn't really bang too much on shock factor, which is also a good thing. It just has really good directing, storytelling. The pacing is also really nice. For some people, I've seen them comment on the ending, like how it feels rushed and all those things. But I feel like the build up to how it ended and the conclusion of it, and that reveal in the end to wrap everything up, and just all these things, like how things connected in the end, I do feel like it captures the essence of the drama, that ultimately it's not really about this is a drama about love. And despite all the twists and turns that happens, that was the main core of it. But still, it doesn't get too like sappy or anything like that. So I think it's a really good like family drama, suspense drama, something that even parents, or I don't know, partners, or even like that can enjoy together. And it has elements of like other elements that can be enjoyed as well, like family, romance, and all of those things. But yeah, it's a really well weaved drama altogether. One of the best written dramas that I've seen in a long while, and I don't know, like, it's definitely one of my top dramas overall. So I really recommend Dearest. Next on my list is Mr. Hiragis Classroom. Now this one, I have a like entire video about this drama, so I'll be putting that in the description below. But I've rewatched this so many times. It tends to be really preachy. It's about this substitute teacher eventually turned homeroom teacher to this classroom where one of the students themselves, and um, it's he kind of like hostages the entire class. But it starts off like this whole suspense thriller type of thing, but it's actually filled with a lot of like really good lessons about use of social media, about relationships, about how we treat other people, and all of these things. And again, it tends to be really, really preachy, but I think the mix of drama, it's a school drama, and the main idea of the story, which is about life, and like jumping into adulthood and just being reckless about all these other things, especially with the openness that social media offers to people nowadays. It's again, it's just one of my favorites. I think the narrative is really, really good. I like how it catches your attention at the beginning, and then it slowly transforms into a deep type of drama, but still keeps up its pace in terms of the theatrics and all these things. So I highly recommend this one as well. And it has really nice quotes that I hope people apply in their lives. So yeah. Third on my list is I Will Be Your Bloom. Now, this one, if you just want a feel-good drama that has like a fanfic-ish element to it, I highly recommend this. I recently talked about this in a recent video as well. The plot is basically about this ex-teacher who reunites with one of her past students when she becomes the matron for the share house that he lives in, and he lives with other members of an idol group called Bloom. They're kind of like, they start off as like a flop kind of group, and they have to make their way back into the limelight if they want to keep their contract renewed and all of those things. So it combines this element of partially romance, but mostly friendship, and also idol culture in general. And the music is really good. As I mentioned before, they really marketed this drama really well, to the point that they're on Spotify. They perform the music shows. Their music videos are on YouTube. So if you're into just something that's very lighthearted, also music related, and if you're an idol fan, whether it's K-pop or J-pop or all those other things, I feel like this is something that's really enjoyable. And it also talks about fan culture in a more positive light as well. And yeah, I feel like this is just an overall feel good kind of watch, so that's why I recommend this. Number 4 is the full-time escapist, or Nigehaji. Now, this one, if you're into fake romance, fake marriage type of tropes, like this entire contract marriage setup thing, this is definitely something that I feel like you'll enjoy. Season 1 and season 2 is already on Netflix. It just starts off with this meek guy, looking for a housekeeper, and then this girl who is a go-getter, but then she gets axed from her job, and so her father recommends her to be the housekeeper for this person. But because of certain circumstances, like they come into this agreement to just marry each other, so that it's a business type of relationship that obviously develops into something more. So if you're into that kind of like will they won't say fake relationship type of thing, I think that you'll definitely enjoy this. And the end credits dance is something that went viral a couple of during its first run, and it's really, really nice and fun, and just adds another element of just cuteness to the entire drama. And the leads for this drama, Mashina Jen and Aragaki Yui, actually got together in real life. So they got married in real life. So that's another thing that to keep in mind, as you're watching this series. Number 5 is Nabuto wa Produce. Quite interesting, because I thought that they're gonna use the English title for this one on Netflix, but when I look it up, it's still Nabuto wa Produce. This is one of the first J-dramas that I've seen back when I was young. I've talked about this a million times here on my channel. I couldn't remember if it was this or My Boss My Hero as my first J-drama ever, but this is definitely one of the firsts, and I do feel like that's a reason why it has a special place in my heart. The story is about this really like dark, gloomy girl, Nobuko, and she gets into this new school and she meets the popular guy Shuji and then this other weird guy Akira. And for some reason, like they eventually wanted to produce Nobuko, later called Nobuta, to be the most popular girl in school, to stop others from bullying her. And it turns into this like really really nice friendship drama, and obviously it has this like quirks of J dramas back in the early 2000s when some of the scenes are highly exaggerated and all of those things, a little slapstick comedy here and there, but and some caricaturish characters as well. But the overall message about friendship, about youth, about school, about like yourself and loving yourself and all of these other things, and just the main essence of just youth in general. This is a very heartwarming drama that has elements of comedy in it, and yeah, the central message of this is all about friendship, and I really just love this drama a lot. And like once you've eased yourself into the more, I don't know, like more grounded type of dramas, I feel like you can venture into this one as well and just have a taste of what the early 2000s J dramas are like. So yeah, but definitely one of my longtime favorites, and that's the reason why it made it into this list. Number 6 is Asuka March. Now, if you're into the whole like reverse harem type of dramas, this one is about a girl who flunked getting into the school of her dreams, so she ends up going into a technical school, and because of that, like most of her classmates are guys, and this entire thing of her struggling to get into like having all boys as her classmates, and then like embedding herself into the school culture, all of these things. If you're into that type of thing, so this is also a drama that I can recommend to you. And if you're really 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 into second lead syndrome, I feel like this drama is the one to check out, because honestly, as much as I get the whole like girl pining for the mysterious kind of sulky guy, but I'm still for the second lead for this one. So if you love second lead syndrome, again, this is definitely the drama to check out. And yeah, again, it's a very cliche, again, reverse harem type of narrative, but quite enjoyable. It has all those cliche dramas of there's this other girl who enters the school as well, and they kind of like, and it kind of like she wants attention for herself, but then the lead girl, it causes conflict, all of those cliche stuff. If you're into that, this is a drama for you. Next one is First Love. Now, I made a video about this a couple of months back, and I do feel like some people in the comments misunderstood me for not liking this drama just because I have certain comments about it that I felt like would have made the plot better, all of those things. But I actually really enjoyed this drama as well. Like, if you're not into minding too much of the other very nitty-gritty details of it all, you'll definitely enjoy it, because again, it's grounded on two Utada Hikaru hits, First Love and Hatsukoi. The entire narrative just plays off of the lyrics of those iconic songs. And again, the story is about, two different timelines of these two people who've fallen in love before and then reuniting again sometime in the future. And, it's a really, really enjoyable drama, and the cinematography is really, really good. And again, given that, it's based off of the song, the soundtrack is also good. Acting, really, really amazing. Again, I did have some problems when it comes to details about the plot, but doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy it, and it actually made it into my recommendations list. So yeah, and again, if you want to see my full video about this particular drama, I'll be putting that in the description of this video as well. Next one, Kakegurui. Now, Kakegurui, I feel like, and I'm not sure why I'm recommending this, especially since my intention for this video is for J-drama newbies or beginners. But if you, like, I know that a lot of people find it cringy when it comes to the whole, like, anime to live action narratives and stuff like that. But I don't know, like this is something that would open your eyes to that genre, I feel like. Kakegurui is about the school that prioritizes gambling, um, and like that's the entirety of it. Like if you get into debt below zero, you become a pet for most of the students. You have to climb your way back up by gambling again, and that's the entire concept of this one. But they made it really fun because again, it's an anime concept. I feel like the set, everything, the casting is on point, and again, you might cringe in a couple of like first couple of episodes if you're not used to this type of like drama treatments, but it is quite enjoyable. And again, the casting is visually stunning. They look like their anime counterparts, and that what makes this drama really good in my opinion. This is just very exciting, again, with all the games that they had to go through and everything very well acted. And again, like if you want to venture out into J dramas and like not be too critical about it, this is actually an like for me, anime to live action adaptations are an art form in their by their own right. And I'm not just talking about, regular ones that are more dramatic, but more of these types where the visuals and the cinematography and everything down to the set are very on point and very anime-ish. So I don't know, like that's why I recommend this, is because I do feel like this will open you up to a lot of like, I don't know, a lot of possibilities in terms of viewing dramas in a different light. It doesn't always have to be, allow yourself to cringe a little bit, and I feel like you're just gonna enjoy it eventually, because this one were really nice in my opinion. Number 9 on my list is Pretty Proofreader. Now, I have heard about this drama a lot in so many years, and I don't know why I put this off, and I've only watched it when it landed on Netflix, which is quite interesting because this is one of those titles that, like, if you're into J-drama, it's something that you just have to see or anything like that. I just keep hearing this from a lot of people, but for some reason, I just ended up watching it when it landed on Netflix, and I was really happy that I finally gave it a chance, because I'm not sure if it's just because of me, my job, like I'm a writer. I enjoy these types of things where people work on literary stuff, and the idea of this is the main girl, she's very much into fashion. She dreams to become a fashion editor, but and she keeps on applying for this job over and over. People already in the building already know her because she keeps applying for the job when an opportunity rises, and then someone from the proofreading department spots her, and she thinks that she gets hired for the job that she was applying for, but apparently she gets hired in the proofreading department of the same company, and she thought that it would be a great opportunity for her to climb into that corporate ladder of starting there and then whatever. And then at first she was only treating it as that, but then it turns out that she's a really good proofreader in a way that she doesn't just settle for proofreading the text, but also fact checking what's into it to make the text better. And I absolutely love this one. If you also love the older woman, younger guy romance dynamic, this drama also has that. But again, it's an interesting twist to the whole, like, if you're into dramas about magazines, editorial department type of dramas, like that entire genre that we've seen in She Was Pretty, K-drama or Japanese drama, or so many other dramas that revolve around someone working in an editorial department. This is kind of like the twist to that, where a fashionable girl who's very much into fashion enters an unfashionable scene as a proofreader, and then it kind of like works out for her. So if you're into that, then I feel like you're gonna enjoy this drama as much as I did. Then last on my list, now for the last drama here on my list, I never really expected that I would include this, but the reason why I ended up including this is because my dad has rewatched this drama like so many times. So many times, and that's how you can tell that he literally just enjoyed this. I'm talking about Border. Now, this is a police drama that also has a twist of supernatural in it. I'm thinking of recommending other police dramas here, like for example, Signal is also on Netflix. Um, um, MIU 404 is also on Netflix, but I settled for Border because I do feel like if you're just into something that's kind of like different, a police drama with a twist, you know, not the typical case by case type of episodes, all those things, this is quite interesting. And it has a couple of installations on Netflix that's already there. There's one that I think is a prequel or like an appendix to it that's about a different character that makes a cameo in the main series. So there's just so many things. Just look up Border on Netflix. And yeah, it's just quite interesting. Like a twist to a police drama. If you're looking for something different, and I think the episodes of this is also a lot lesser than the usual ones. So like yeah, again, so if you're looking for just something fresh from your usual, like what you're used to, but you also want that hint of, you know, action, investigative drama type of thing, so I recommend Border as well. So yeah, now those are the 10 J-dramas that are on Netflix that I recommend. As I mentioned, there are other dramas that I didn't include in this list that I still absolutely adore and enjoy that are also on the platform that I might be making video of soon as well. But at the top of my head, these are the 10 that I want to put out there, that I want to make a video of. And tell me down in the comments below, which of these titles have you seen before? Which of these, like, do you have any other Netflix recommendations, J-drama, J-drama recommendations that are already on Netflix? So sorry, my brain is just losing it. But all of those things, as usual, let's talk it out in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel and you would want to hear more from me, please hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you again soon in a new one. Bye.